friends, and welcome. My name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode 145. Welcome to South Carolina, friends. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be filming my first Flosstube from the Work in Progress South Carolina studio. So the background is a little blurry. This is not going to be my permanent filming location, but it's been a hot minute since I was here, and I just couldn't wait any longer to give you guys the update on what I've been working on for the last month. Yes, it's been a month at least, I think, since I've been here on Flosstube. So I have a full table full of goodies. I'm going to give you a little update of all the things I've been doing. Stitching. I did a little bit of quilting, a little bit of knitting, Needlepoint, Nashville Needlework Market, the move from Virginia to South Carolina. So friends, buckle in, go grab your stitching, your knitting, something cozy to drink, and let's dive in. So in true Tiger Lily fashion, this video might be all over the place. We may zig and zag and pinball across all the different genres, so I hope you're excited. If it's your first time here, this one's going to be a little different than normal. I am a maker now in Clemson, South Carolina. So excited to be here. Originally from Northern Virginia, Loudoun and Fairfax County is where I born and raised, lived all the lives until now. I am finally back what I call home in Clemson, South Carolina. So I'm super excited to be here. I can't wait to show you guys what I have been working on. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the stitching, because I mean, it is a floss tube, so you probably want to see some stitching, right? So let's dive into what got the most work. Now, there's going to be a little bit of life's update. If you have been around for a while, you know there has been a lot going on in my life. And so I will give you an update, a little story time with Tiger Lily at the end of the video. But if you just want some eye candy of stitching, knitting, needlepoint, oh my, I've got my Nashville haul. I've got a couple stitchy whips. I've got just lots. We're just going to dive in. Normally I give you a table of contents, but it's been a while. I'm a little rusty. And to be honest, I didn't make a to-do list. I didn't make a list to check. I just piled all the stuff in front of me, and we're just gonna start digging in it, okay? Okay, so this is in one of my spooky, spectacular bags. This is a bag I taught at the Lindy Stitches Harvest Moon event. So do you know what's in here? This is my birthday SAL. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to show it to you. So if this is your first time seeing this, unfortunately, this exact chart isn't available anymore, but you can get the full version. This is for my birthday SAL, January. We started it. Rebecca and Beth, oh my gosh, I've got a Nashville story for you. But Rebecca and Beth adapted one of their full antique samplers. And oh my gosh, I don't even remember her name. It's really crazy. It starts with an E, and it's like the longest name that I've ever heard of. But they released one at market that looks like this, but it's longer. It's got multiple alphabets, and then it's got this box quote in the middle. But you'll see it's got the, there we go. I'm trying a new, okay, perfect. I'm trying a new thing, so I wanted to focus on this. So it's got the trees, the Solomon's temples, and the flower bushes and everything. So this is charted in Gloriana silks. I am stitching this with the called for Gloriana, but I'm stitching it on pink. Now, Beth stitched her model on a straw. It was a Mason Linens, but it was a straw sister of Weeks Dye Work straw, just a nice brown neutral. But, and of course, I don't have my display board. Don't know where it is. Shocker. It should be news to you that this is the prettiest corner of my 2-room studio. And this is still like, you're okay with it. You're my people. You understand. Just ignore the pile in the back. That is all my decor. I haven't decored yet. But anyway, let's look at some stitching. So this is the stitching that got most of the love. Since I had to pack most of my stuff away, all but 2. I left out this one and the peacorn. Didn't get into the peacorn. So this one got, if I was stitching on pretty in pinks. So look at the progress I made. Now, of course, my head is out of the shot, so hopefully it is focusing. Sorry, I did not iron. I don't like to iron very often, especially when I'm stitching with silks. I don't like to smush it, but it's 36 count Weeks Dye Works Peach Fuzz. And again, I'm stitching with the called for Gloriana silk pack. It's gorgeous. No, so I'm sorry. I keep getting people to ask me, and I wish I bought more extra, but I didn't. So all the floss packs are gone or sold. All the kits are sold. I'll know better for next time, but these are the gorgeous Gloriana silks. Yummy. There was like, I think 4 or 5 pinks, which is super fun. Yes, I have it in my silk keeper. No, I have not released that pattern. It's on the list, but that is what I was working on. So if you were here last time, I definitely had some of the border and this flower pot. So I got this tree, and I keep working on the border a little bit here and there. So I'm excited. Now I got to meet Beth. I mean, I've met him before. I got to visit with Beth and Rebecca at Nashville Needleworks. I'll tell you the whole Nashville story when we get to the Nashville section, because that is a story. If you were here, you know that I wasn't planning on, I was in the middle of a move. So I wasn't planning on going to Nashville, but you know, plans change and I rolled with it. So that's okay. So that is my stitching. Yeah. So like I said, I brought I had a peacock unicorn badgered. That was the other whip that stayed out of the boxes, but she didn't get any love, so I'm not going to show it to you. So stitching adjacent is needlepoint. Needlepoint, rabbit hole, jump down it, in the deep end, all the things, just down the rabbit hole, really. This is a purse strap, you'll see in a minute, that I got from my sweet friend, Sarah, Memphis Sarah E. on Instagram. Yes. She has a shop in Tennessee. It's needlepoint and cross stitch. I think she opened it last summer, like 2 summers ago. And so she is now my needlepoint go-to. So if I ever see anything on the gram or anywhere and I'm like, oh my gosh, Sarah, I need that. She goes and gets it from the designers, you know, because they only sell to shops. She gets it for me. She kits it up with all the bougie floss. I'm so excited. I didn't know I was going to love it as much as I am. But if you've been here for, like, I've shown you guys this in a while, and we were measuring things, and it was so adorable. Where somebody was like, everything should be measured in how many tigers. I agree, especially when I'm here in Clemson, right? Okay, so as you can see, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, and I'm working on my 4th tiger of my purse strap. There's 7 tigers. And if you were here, you know, I gave myself the goal. I wasn't allowed to procure myself. I have a bad habit, and it's not a bad habit. Listen, collecting in all your hobbies, whether it's quilting or knitting or stitching or whatever, collecting is a whole nother hobby, and I support you. And I fully endorse that kind of hobby too. But as someone who has an abundance of some things in the world of all of those, I gave myself some restraints, some guardrails. It's like bumpers for bowling, right? Okay, I gave myself some guardrails saying, listen, you cannot dive down the hole and collect all the canvases until you are at least halfway down with your strap. So 7 tigers, I needed to be at 3.5. It's 3.5. I mean, I'm touching the 4th, so that's as good enough as task for me. So I have another one coming. I texted Sarah sometime over the weekend. I might have ordered it a little bit early because I knew I was going to get there. I knew I was real close. It's a fabulous tiger clutch. Yes, I promise I will need to point things that aren't tigers. But what I do have, and I just throw it in one of my mini keepers. I love, you know, because the canvas, it actually, this is how I do it. You want to see? Usually it's rolled up and clipped. And so, but it's taller. You can see my stretcher bars are taller than my mini keeper. They're taller than a full keeper too. But otherwise, the mini keeper just keeps it all protected, keeps the stitching protected, and as well as a great corral, a holder of, this is the floss that I'm using, and I've actually dropped it, right? I'm using the gorgeous, I'm not really, Vineyard Merino. It's all merino wool. Sarah recommended for a needlepoint that's going to get a lot of wear and tear, a purse strap, although I don't even carry a purse. So, you know, I'm not quite sure how much wear and tear it's going to get, but maybe I will now. So, you know, you want to use something sturdy and durable. I couldn't use the silks or the pretty velvets or all those things that are so fabulous in the world of needlepoint, but I stuck in the lane of the wool because that was going to be the most, give me the durability I needed for my strap. So on one side, I keep the floss, the thread, the fiber that I'm using is actively using, and this is how the fiber comes. It's all pretty like and skeined up, and so it fits perfect in one of my mini keepers. So I love that for needlepoint. So it crosses over hobbies. Love that. Okay, so that is, and that's a canvas. And I don't know in the world of needlepoint if you even tell these details. So maybe, maybe not, maybe you don't want to see. I don't know. But this is a Colors of Praise. I will link her down below. She's super fun to follow on Instagram. An adorable mother-daughter team, artist, gorgeous. She only sells to needle workshops. So like I said, I will also link Sarah. So if you see something, you can be like, Sarah, Tiger Lily told me that you can hook me up. And so a lot of times you have to order it. It might take a hot minute, but don't worry, you've got plenty to keep you busy until then. But so much fun. It's great for mindless, especially in the last couple of weeks and weeks, months almost. Mindless has been my jam because my days have been packed from sunup to sundown, and then I can't go to bed yet, but I also can't look at a chart and count. So counted cross stitch, unfortunately, went kind of down the nighttime hobby list of things during this busy time, but I'm excited. The last couple of days, I've been able to get some stitches in on my sister's sampler, SAL. So if you're doing the SAL, remember to join the Patreon. There's a great group chat going on, lots of friends. We've got some border clothes, which is always fun. I love to applaud you when you win at Border Chicken. And there's lots of people that started in different spots. It's so much fun. I love the group chat within Patreon. So let's see what else I've got. All right, so now we're going to dabble. Again, it's like peeling an onion. We're just picking off the layers of goodness. I've been just corralling things that I want to chit chat to you within this gorgeous Amish basket. I can't even pick it up. It's too heavy for me to sit on the floor next to me. But this gorgeous Amish basket that the Floss Bus and Cousins, Christy, gave me at Stitch On a couple of years ago. No, Nashville. Anyway, so within next, we're going to talk knitting. You want to talk some knitting? That's super fun. Or I do have a Nashville needlework, so that's cross stitching. Again, ping pong, ping pong. We're going all over the place. So this is my tote and I have my 2 badges. I love my badges. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I've got the new one for the next Tiger Lily fun is on order. I had fun designing that recently, but this is what I'm corralling all my knitting in. And you'll see I have my train case, a knitting bag, and the Queen Takes Center Space. So let's just take a look to see what's inside. Sorry if you're shaking. Again, this is not my permanent location. I'm still working on it. I'm getting dizzy just watching it shake. So just stay tuned. I have big plans for the background. I might have a dedicated, not really dedicated, it's my guest room, but I'm hoping it's not even a room I've showed you yet. If you are on my Patreon, I've given you guys a couple sneak peeks of the befores and the durings of the creating the Tiger Lily studio here down in Clemson. And the last one was, I think just a couple days ago, was the status of where we are right now. I'm going to say 90% of the boxes in the studio are unpacked and put away on shelves. I'm still working on my cutting island. I left a gorgeous cutting island. Well, I didn't leave it. We had to break it down and take it to the dump because it was made by two by fours and plywood and things like that. So we had to disassemble my gorgeous cutting island. And it was beautiful and I love it and I'm going to miss it. But none of the rooms in this house can handle that kind of island. And so I'm going to have, anyway, I'm working on it. So that's the thing. That's the only thing that my 2 rooms are missing is a work table / cutting table. When you're making things in bulk, you have to be able to cut bolts and bolts of fabric. And so I'm just trying to work that out. But anyway, so across the hall, which is a room I haven't shown anybody yet on the socials, is one of my guest rooms. It has a queen bed in it and a whole bunch of other stuff. An explosion. All my knitting, all my yarn went into that room. Anyway, so I'm hoping, we'll see. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll show you guys that next week. Me's trying to set that up. I haven't put any of my knitting away. I haven't put any of my yarn away. All of that is still in buckets. That's in the other room. That's my hobby. Although we're knitting in a sock knit along, so it's kind of work too. So yay. Anyway, let's look at some fun. Okay, so within this bag of goodies, like I said, I have 3 bags. Bags inside bags. Are you with me? Yeah. So this is my Queen State Takes Center Stage bag. This was a fabulous pattern. I love this pattern so much. I taught it last July. I am working right now on teaching this class again, selling kits again with a new fabric. If you missed out, I know I had lots of friends who were disappointed because I put this pattern in the vault and it wasn't, but I'm bringing it back out. I'm super excited to be able to share it with you guys. And it will be a kit, and then it will be out as a PDF and a video tutorial in perpetuity. So in here, I just have some finished socks. I use these when we're talking about my sock knit along. Tomorrow is going to be the week 2 video launch. Well, Wednesday, I'm not quite sure when this is going to get up. But I'm releasing weekly videos for the next 5 weeks every Wednesday. So last Wednesday, the 18th, was video 1, week 1, where we cast on. So this was just samples. There's no active work in there. In here, which also has my patches, my badges, I love it so much. I have my 2 active whips that I'm using to teach the tutorial, the sock knit along. Yeah. Okay. So remember, I am teaching you the sock knit along. You do not have to have any prior knitting experience. I'm super excited to be able to share with you guys my method, my recipe for vanilla's socks. Right or wrong, I mean, there's 100 different ways to do all kinds of different things. So I'm just showing you my way, the one that works, the one that works best for me, the size that works best for me, all the things. Again, it's exclusively the videos, or like I said, our weekly videos. They're exclusively on Patreon. You do need to be a Tiger Cub member. It is not part of the free Patreon. I get that question daily. No, but my Tiger Cub membership is $5 a month, and there's no length of commitment. You can just sign on for the month and get the videos and let go if that's what you want to do. You do get a deal if you sign up for a year. Anyway, that's where the videos, the 5 weekly videos are. Tonight is our first live. So not only do we have weekly instructional videos exclusively available to the Tiger Cub Patreon, it's a 5-week series. I'm teaching you from start to finish. You have to have know nothing, right? And then we're also going to have weekly lives. So tonight for like a Q&A. So you can definitely ask me Q&As in the group chats, on the posts. I'm getting back to them and I'm replying daily to the questions that are coming in. But sometimes it's fun to have a little interaction and kind of live fun. So in here, I have 2 socks in various stages because we're learning, right? So this first week, we did the cast on. So this was part of my, part of the yarn was I did sock kits. It's 99, I think I have like 4 extra skeins of yarn left. I'm going to go ahead and guess they're not available anymore by the time this is live because they've been selling pretty quickly today. But I will link her down below. This is Katie from CMS Supply Co. She's a beautiful human that I met sadly, right before I left Northern Virginia. She lives in Northern Virginia. She's a hand dyer in her house in Northern Virginia. Beautiful. She had 6 gorgeous sock sets from you for our sock knit along. And this is one of them. This one is called Bubbly Citrus. I love it so much. So week 1, we did do the cast on. I taught you guys how I do a long tail cast on, 64 stitches. And I show you how I do that. And then as well as the 1x1. No, this is 2x1 rib. So that's not what I taught. I taught this one, which is 1x1 ribbing. So, and I talked about the different options of ribbing. So that is where we are. And this one's called Bubbly Citrus. And this one was called Spring Meadow. Also super gorgeous. Again, it's just a vanilla sock. So the yarn is the star of the show. And so this is the progress I have. I love this train case. I wish I could get more of them to share with you guys, but 2 cakes of yarn fit perfectly in here. I have my extra needles. I have my accent yarns because I teach you guys my method of doing heels, toes, and cuffs in an accent color. That's my favorite way to do a vanilla sock, and you can totally get it done with a 100-gram mini or with a not 100 gram mini. That's 100 gram full cake. A 20 gram mini and 100 gram full cake is where we're going to get going on that. So that's just my progress on those two socks. Like I said, I will link that down below. I haven't reached out to Katie to see if she even has any extra yarn. I know that our order was really big for her, and she was super super appreciative of all the support and the love that you guys gave her yarn. But again, this is her side hustle, and so I'm not quite sure if she has inventory ready to sell. If she does, I will definitely link it down below. If she doesn't, I'll note that downstairs in the description, you know, downstairs. All right, so that is my knitting bag. Let's go and see what's come in the mail since we were here last. Okay, mail call. Tons of fun. I have 2 sew sampler boxes from Fat Quarter Shop. I have a Fat Quarter Shop little showing us what's new in their shop package, as well as 2 monthly yarn clubs that I'm part of. Want to see some eye candy? Let's dive in. So this is the older sew sampler. So you probably have seen this if you follow anyone else who gets the sew sampler box and shares the goodies. This one's the older one. I can tell because it's addressed to my old house. This is the February club called Milk and Meadows. I haven't opened it. I just broke the seal with my my knife. So let's just see what we got. Milk and Meadows. So fun. So inside this is a gorgeous, this is a mini layer cake from Lori Holtz. It's a fun, let's see, where's our little cheat sheet? Sorry, my mic is pulling my butter churn. That's so fun. Okay. Butter churn Farmer's Daughter Junior 10-inch stacker. So that's what's in here. It's from the new Farmer's Daughter collection from Lori Holt. So fun. Then you also get, I wish I had opened this. Yesterday I gave myself the afternoon off, and I'll show you what I worked on. But this would have been fun to, if I knew this, it was here, I would have just opened this box. This is a 6-inch vintage Milkmaid's Star Quilt Block Foundation paper piecing pad. So I love their paper pads. You also get the Endurance blades, which I love the Olfa Endurance blades. An adorable, super tiny, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it's adorable. I love the Creative Grids rulers. The tiny, I guess it's the Fuzzy cut situation, maybe? Yeah. And then the table runner pattern. So cute. So you need a 24-inch junior stacker and then the foundation paper. So that is super fun. It makes a 16.5 by 28.5. So it's a tiny little, I wouldn't call it a table runner. I call it like a table mat. Yeah, anyway, cute. Super cute. I think that's fun. And then there's also, let's see, what block are we on now? Block 11. That means the next one's block 12. So here we are, block 11. One more of that. So that is super fun. That was the February sew sampler box. I love this box so much. And they also give you an alternative quilt pattern at the top of the thing. I don't want to, because you can't show it to you, but I will link this down below if you're not part of the Sew Sampler Club. This is such a fun box to get every month. It's a treat. This is March. Literally came in the mailbox yesterday. So let's see what we've got. It's called Sweet Springtime, March 2025. A very cute Jolly Bar is in here. So that's fun. Let's see what we got. We have a Jolly Bar from Moda. This is the My Sew Quilty Life. Let's go ahead and give it an open, shall we? It's a very spring and sweet pastels. It looks like Easter eggs. It's like an assortment, a pastel Easter egg Jolly Bar. Very, very sweet. It's called Pastel Prairie. So, you know, that's what it's called. Very fun. What is this? The Purple Hobbies 2-inch magnetic ruler handles. I don't know. Let's see. I've never, sorry, trying to see. I don't know what this is. I love a good ruler handle. Is it for that little, the baby tiny one? Let's see. Protects your fingers from rotary blades. Makes positioning rulers fast and easy. One handle, 2 self-adhesive steel discs that you attach to your ruler. Fascinating. They're always coming up with newfangled toys. Sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't. This is the flowering quilt. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is the quilt. I love those. I love it so much. Okay, so this has, ooh. Oh, and another tiny ruler. This is a cute, what is this, 2.5 by 6.5. What an interesting measurement. 2.5 by 6.5. It'd probably be great with that little handy dandy magnetic ruler handle thingy. And then where? There's a jolly bar. The jolly bars always come with a pattern. And then there's also a taffy quilt pattern, which is this diamonds on a point, it looks like. So the cover is done, the quilt pattern is done in a different fabric. All right, let's see. Did we lose? Did I show you? Block 12. This month's following box is ready. And then there's a thread. Uh-oh, so I don't have block 12 unless it's in this Ziploc baggie, which it is. They've never done that before. Okay, so block 12 and the finishing instructions and the quilt pattern are all in the Ziploc bag. So that's fun. Okay, so that is the sew sampler for this month. A cute little quilt pattern and everything we need for the flowering quilt. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, so as I mentioned, Fat Quarter Shop sent us a goodies bag of some of their new products. Sorry for the crinkle. Haven't opened it yet. Just sliced it open. Let's see what we've got. And I think this came sometime in the last month. So this might... We've got super fun canning floss drops from Lori Holt and My Bee in the Bonnet. I will link those down below. Those are adorably sweet. We've got a couple of quilt patterns. Oh my gosh, I love this bird. This bird would make an adorable project bag. Oh, I might have to make one of those like right now. I mean, like this week. But how cute would that bird be? Just like go scrap diving and make a project bag using that bird as a quilt cover. So, so sweet. And then last but not least is this gorgeous Simply Sweet quilt pattern, which is part of her new Berries in Bloom, Berry and Sage collection from Lori Holt and Riley Blake. I just love that sweet little flower petal. That would make an adorable... That would be a cute little table runner too, if you put them sideways and like had them in the as I'm unpacking and decorating and doing all the things. Sometimes you just need a refresh. And as I'm putting out my table runners, some of my table runners have been like on my tables for 20 years or so. I mean, I still love them, don't get me wrong, but a refresh is always fun. And so I'm looking for new table runners. Anyway. So thank you, Fat Quarter Shop. I will link those quilt patterns and those fun little things down below. And then we also in the mail have 2 yarn clubs that I am a part of. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, this one is Freckled Whimsy. It was the March club. So this is super, super sweet. And you know I'm going to love it. It is... it's just purple on crack. Love it so much. This is Freckled Whimsy is a self-striping yarn club. I love her. It's called Wisteria Mist. I love being a part of this self-striping club. It's one of my favorite way to do vanilla socks because then the stripes. I love a fun hand-dyed yarn like we're using for the sock knit along, which is super great. Lets the yarn sing, but stripes are also super fun with vanilla. This is my club for Farmer's Daughter. I do know what this yarn looks like. I follow a couple other yarn podcasters who get the club, but in case you don't, how yummy, gorgeous is this March colorway. This is March. Now, when I first saw it, I'm going to be full transparent and honest and all the things with you guys. There's a sock, you get this like little, it's called the color wheel something or other. I forget, but it's basically an exploration of color. Every month is a new color. Of course, I love color, brown and taupe. I don't really, those aren't color. I mean, they're colors, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't be something I would ever naturally gravitate to. But there was a sweet, sweet set. If you don't follow Rachel and Renee from Table 10 Podcasts, first of all, stop what you're doing. I will link them down below. Go follow them now. They are one of my favorite yarn knitting podcasts. They keep me company every Thursday in the studio. And I've been catching up on the last couple of weeks because I haven't watched it. So yesterday they were like with me all day. They didn't know, but they were. And yesterday they showed, well, they didn't, it wasn't yesterday. It was a couple weeks ago. But yesterday I watched that Renee had knit this gorgeous mushroom pattern. I don't remember what it's called, but she used this and then one of the colors from last month's colors as like the mushroom tops. It was perfection. Like totally rinse and repeat, copy, paste. That will be my sock. Her showing that mushroom sock got me excited about this brown yarn. Otherwise, it would have been a want situation in true transparency because brown isn't my favorite. And I'll be honest, next month's color is also not my favorite. So no pressure, Renee, Rachel, but can you come up with something good for that one too? Because that's also, it is a color. I'm not going to spoil it in case it's your favorite color. I don't want your feelings to be hurt. It's not pink or blue or purple. Anyway, I love it. I love it. This is Farmer's Daughter. You can join the sock squad. This is a monthly club. Also, I think you can jump in at any time. You might not get it till the next month if you jump in, depending on when you jump in. But I will link everything down below if you want to join that club. If you're sock knitting along and you've been bit by the sock bug and you need some sock yarns in your life, I will have some of my favorite Etsy dyers linked down below. I love supporting small. I love their beautiful art. Hand-dyed yarn is like little cakes of art, in my opinion. And then you get to knit it up into little bundles of art that you get to put on your feet. How cool is that? And give them as gifts. Now, in true transparency, I haven't given any as gifts. I keep them all. Maybe one day, maybe this year. But I will say that I had the goal of knitting a pair of socks every month, but then I decided to move, so out the window that went. Anyway, so that is my knitting haul. I need to go put that in the knitting room. Basically just pile it up on all the stuff because, you know, we're going to do that. Okay, so what did I do yesterday? Because it's right here underneath my stuff. And sorry if I'm shaking. I know I'm shaking. This is a bolt of Tilda because I used it. What is this color? This is Dove White. It's this beautiful creamy. So I have a bolt of Tilda. Surprise. So yesterday afternoon, like I said, I've been busy and I'll give you the story later. But at some point yesterday, I decided I earned it. I earned an afternoon off. I spent the morning unpacking. I mean, I've been spending that for hours, for days, for weeks. But I got my machine plugged in, turned on, had to go into the toolbox and find a screw that got lost. It was a process. Thankfully, I was able to replace it. Anyway, the machine worked. That was where at some point yesterday afternoon, my machine powered up, hadn't been powered up in weeks. And as someone who sews, who quilts, who sews, I sew. I don't quilt every day, but I do sit at my sewing machine. I try to every day. making keepers, right? Which we'll have an update on that later. Anyway, it had been a while. And so I decided yesterday I needed an afternoon at my sewing machine. Now, did I have anything prepared? No. Do I have? Well, I don't know where they are. I can't even point to you. Somewhere, I'll give you a tour one day. When I'm almost done, hopefully before things that you can't see get all over the tables, I will give you a more formal tour here on YouTube of what's where and what's what, and because it's just fun before it becomes a disheveled mess, right? So I decided I wanted to sew something. And if you were listening, a little foreshadowing moment a couple minutes ago, I wanted a table runner because I want table runners on all my tables. My console tables, the dresser tops, the dining table, all my tables have table runners. It's just, as a quilter, that's something I do. And one of my tables didn't have a table runner. And I was like, well, we need to remedy that quick. And so what I had, let me show you what I had. Hold please. Now, this is kind of a little haul, a little bit of fun, whatever. Tilda. I'm a Tilda junkie. Love Tilda. I get her new collections every time one of them drops. This is the Songbird collection. This one dropped February, March. It dropped recently. It's her most recent release is this beautiful collection. Now, I was late to the party. I was not able to get any fat quarter bundles, but I was able to get a collection of jelly rolls. So I do have some in my website. If you are interested, if you like the project that I'm going to show you, I do have a handful of jelly rolls available for sale. I can pop one in the mail to you this week, lickety split, and you can make this. But this is a beautiful jelly roll. Love it. Love this collection. Wish I could have gotten yardage from it, but alas, I've moved on. But it makes a beautiful jelly roll. Now, like I said, table runner, right? Now, I don't know if this is going to be a table runner anymore because as I was sewing that, I was like, these are beautiful. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I have 4 blocks to show you. I'm going to have to sit back and back up and try not to do all the things. I have 4 blocks to show you, but they're huge. I think they're like 21 by 21. So that's almost like a table mat in itself with one. And first I was thinking I was going to put 3 together long ways. But then when I started putting them together and cutting up the jelly rolls, I ended up making 4 blocks. Now I have enough that I could probably make 2 more, make 6 and just make this thing a daggone quilt. But I wanted a table runner. So anyway, this is the block I made. So there we go. It's called Roly Poly, I think. No. It's a free pattern. I will link it down below. It's either, I think it's from Riley Blake. I think it's a free pattern from Riley Blake. It's obviously they don't sew it with Tilda fabrics because they don't distribute Tilda fabrics. But it's just a beautiful, and so what you're going to do, so I got the 4 blocks done yesterday. I didn't get them put together because I haven't decided if I'm just going to make them 4 and kind of, it would be like a 42 by 42 inch square and then put it on point on my table as maybe a table, not a table runner, but a table mat. But we'll see. But it's gorgeous. And like I said, I just used that bolt of Tilda Dove White as my intersections. And you would just put them next to each other. And then there's going to be, you put a line, a 2.5 inch strip in between each block. And then you just put, they just look like little flower petals to me. It was gorgeous, super fun, and just perfect for this gorgeous Tilda Songbird. This isn't Sundaybird. This is the Songbird collection. It's got beautiful flowers and birds and pretty, pretty. So let me know in the comments down below. Ooh, we'll take a vote or a poll or a, what do you think? Should I do this in a 4x4 grid and make it a table mat and like, you know, on a dining room, I don't have a dining room, on a kitchen table, on the table that we eat at that has 4 chairs at it. That's what we're going to call that table. You know, put the table mat runner on point, kind of that kind of table. This is the table that needs the runner. I was looking for a traditional, you know, skinny run down. Anyway, 4x4 square patchwork, or should I make 2 more, make it a quilt, or should I just do the original 3? I really think it's too wide to be a table runner. I really do. I do. So never mind. I don't think I'm going to do that. Yeah, it's either going to be a 40, which I think it's going to end up being like 45 by 45 if I'm honest. I haven't done the math, but somewhere around that. Oh, that'd be a big little point thing. But it'll be so pretty and springy and fun. I don't know. But it was a wonderful afternoon. Moral of the story is it was wonderful spending, I don't know, 2-3 hours putting these blocks together. Like I said, this is a free chart or a free pattern. Riley Blank. I will link it down below. I did it with just 1 jelly roll from Songbird. And then, I don't know, I just cut off the bolt, so I don't know how much you need, but just a neutral, whatever goes with your jelly roll, and it will go together real quick. The pattern is written for a quilt. So I think it's 6 of these flower petals, flower buds, and then it has a little sashing around the side to make it quilt size. Options, I'll have to think. All right, so I think I've gone through everything, because I'm not going to show you that because there might be something new in the world of tiger lilies. We're going to save that for later. That's where we are. That was my knitting and my stitching and my needle pointing and my quilting. All the hobbies. I checked them all. Look at me. So if you were only here for some eye candy, then I will see you next time. Hopefully I'm going to get back to my normal Flosstube Fridays. But again, here on Tuesday, I'm filming tonight anyway with my live. If you are in my Patreon, I would love for you to just join the live. Even if you aren't knitting tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday, assuming I can get this video up before then, we shall see. Otherwise, you can watch the live on replay as long as you can access it. It's only accessible through Patreon, but it'll be fun. It'll be live. It'll be great. I have no idea where we're going to go set up, but we're going to do that next. But so that's it. I'm going to have a little bit of Nashville needlework story, market story, a little bit of move story. I mean, I feel like I've been telling you guys about the move for like months, but the moral of the story is I'm here. So excited. Unbelievably excited. The house in Mount Vernon is empty. Well, it's actually not empty anymore. The stagers came and staged it. We live in an area where I certainly couldn't sell my house with my stuff in it because my studio, someone would walk in and wouldn't understand. It didn't show well that way. So we needed to empty it out and then stage it. And so that's the stage we are right now. It actually goes live for sale at the end of this week. So cross your fingers and toes for me that all goes well. Our open house weekend. I would love to come to you guys next week and say the house is under contract. Oh my goodness, how great would that be? But you know, it's the world we live in. You never know. Anyway, here we are. I'm in Clemson. I'm in Clemson, South Carolina. I'm in the house, in case you didn't know. I bought a much smaller house, a tiny, I won't call it a tiny house, but it's a little townhouse. It's a townhouse that Lily lived in when she went to Clemson, when she was here as a student. And then when we decided that we wanted to leave Northern Virginia, I had this house. It's empty because Lily now she's in Columbia getting her PhD at the University of South Carolina. And this house I was going to do it as a VRBO because that's a big thing in this area for football games and all the things, having a VRBO house in Clemson. That was what I originally was going to do with the house. But instead we decided, no, let's go ahead and sell all the stuff, donate, sell, downsize like it's our job, like by 2/3. Okay. I didn't downsize my studio by 2/3. I can't. That's my job. But everything else we downsized, and it was fun. It's great. Everything's in the house. It was a struggle there for a little bit. I drove a trailer. I've driven a U-Haul truck in my life, but my bucket list of actually driving my Tahoe and pulling a full-size trailer, that wasn't on my bucket list or bingo card or whatever, but I did it. I survived. Just go forward. As long as I didn't have to reverse the trailer, which I didn't, I made it the 9-hour drive. So yay me. So that was part of the adventure. Crazy. Never thought that was going to be something I did, but I did. And we made it and unpacked and moved. And like I said, everything is in the house now. We are busting at the seams. We are using every square inch, but that's okay. That's okay. That's fun. It's going to be great. So there's lots of new things. I'm excited for what's going to come while we're here. First, we just got to get settled in. We got to get that house sold and closed. Enjoy the summer here in Clemson because there's lakes. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to spend my weekends, which, my weekends can be on a Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's be real, because everybody else will be weekending on Saturday or Sunday. And, lakes get crowded. But I can't wait to spend weekends in the summer on the boat, on the lake here in Clemson. So, and then football season. It's going to be so fun. Yay. Okay. So I'm here. That's exciting. If you have any questions, why would you? But in case you do, just leave them down in the comments down below or shoot me an email. I'm happy to answer. But I ended up going to Nashville Needlework Market. So as I said, I've been busy. It's been crazy. The blizzards, the snowstorms kind of compacted our move plan / schedule because we couldn't travel because of that whole weather blizzard situation. So, but I wasn't planning on going to Nashville. Now I've gone to Nashville 3 times, 2 times, 3 times. I don't know, as a buyer, because of my subscription box, my Keeper Club box, and my Advent box and my business. I go to market and try to find things that are new and fun to put in the boxes for you guys. And so, but life was busy and I was just like, I'm going to pass on market. It wasn't going to fit. Well, plans changed. And so I'm not going to tell, Shelly can tell this story if she wants to, but the moral of the story, when your bestie needs you, when you know that the boxes could wait. I could empty boxes later. Those we're going to keep just fine. I needed to help. I wanted to, and I felt that I could help. And so I got in the car first thing Friday morning and drove over to Nashville. It was supposed to be 6 hours. Ended up being 8. Atlanta traffic sucks. That's all there is to say about that. But once I got to Nashville about 10 minutes before the doors were supposed to open for market on Friday. Knocked on the glass of Shelly's shop / hotel room. Surprised the bejeebies out of her. It was fabulous. We had a fabulous time. It was a great whirlwind of a weekend, being able to visit with Shelly, and Lisa Duffin was there to help her. She was running 2 shops. So it was 2 people running 2 shops. And so then it became 3 once I came to help. Because you can't pick and pull and check out with 2 shops and all those people, because she had someone else in her room, Textilly, I think is the name of the business, but she wasn't able to be there. So Shelly had offered to run her cash register and pick her stuff and basically run her shop as well as run Shelly's shop, which was crazy, which was very generous, but also, she needed 17 hands and she only has 2. Wonderful. We had so much fun. It was a wonderful surprise and lovely visit. And then I ended up going straight from Nashville back to Virginia to do the last 10-20% of the house, pack up, get her done, close her up, and come down. And I've been here since Friday. Drove down on Friday with the last 7%. 2 cars, 1 trailer. The dogs are here. I've always had a dog with a yard. I mean, like a fenced yard. And I had a half-acre yard in Fairfax County. And so in Alexandria, Mount Vernon and things. And so the dogs were spoiled. Now we talk about walks, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like ride or die walks. Well, now when you're in a townhouse, and literally I do not have a fenced yard, And there's lots of dogs. It's an adjustment for me and them. I'm not quite sure. Well, I need to find some dog parts. They need to be able to run, and they're used to running like free. And this whole walking on a leash only, that's not their jam. So I need to find some dog parks that I can let them off. Anyway, that's fun. Okay, so Nashville Needlework Market, right? Okay, so like I said, I went, I got a few things. I thought it would be fun to show you my haul while I was there. Obviously, I'm not going to show you things that I might have procured that might be in a box or a club. Everything is falling. Oh, sorry. Okay. So let me see. I just dumped the bag. Haven't been in the bag since I was in Nashville. So hold on. Let me see. Can't show you that. Can't show you that. Yes. So I ended up doing some work on Sunday. It was great to not be, I was able to do a little bit of Tiger Lily work and maybe procure some fun things that might be in the Advent or upcoming Keeper Club boxes. But, oh, wow, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Can I show you anything? Okay, I can show you a few things. I did love Stacy Nash's room. First of all, you know that I'm a crackerhead. I don't know if that's what we're calling ourselves, but I think it's a good idea. So I had to get all the crackers. So, there's the sugar from the Jingle Ball. This is adorable, this little spring. Oh, because that's my favorite part. The little sheep. How adorable is he? Okay, and then this one. And Olive. And Pip. I so need to kit up some of those. They were adorable. Okay. I had to go to Kathy Barrick's room. You know that because Liz Matthews has procured and is now the owner of Carriage House Carriage House. And all that is that. But she gave the stockings back to Kathy, her mom, because and so Kathy had a couple of her stockings at market. And if you don't know, my son's name is Noah. Thankfully, he doesn't watch my Flosstubes. But I had to get the Noah stocking because maybe one day, I told her maybe I should get one for Lily. It'll be there when I get to that point. Paper. Let's see. I've got I had to get the new Blackbird book. Although I should have held my own rule because I haven't finished Anniversary of the Heart from Blackbird. So did I earn another series? No, I did not. But again, collecting is a different hobby, right? The Pledge of Allegiance from, let's see. There we go. Plum Street. Freedom Flock. You've probably seen these all over the place. Let's see. Platitudes. This was such a crazy concept. So, of course, I went to go see Rebecca and Beth from my sister's sampler. We took a fun picture with her model and my stitch of the Pretty in Pinks, but she's got the original model anyway. Super fun. But they participated in the Platitudes. And I thought this was such a sweet... the trees were green, the sun was hot. Sometimes it worked and sometimes not. Yeah, I'm down for that. And then let's see, what else did I get? Oh, of course, I had to get the George Loves Martha at Plum Street. Hold on, can't show you that. That's going to be in the October box. And then last but not least, so pretty. Shelly was able to go over and she gifted me 2 of these Mason linens. Now, I'm not quite sure if you could get them. I think these were designer exclusive, at least for the time being. It's called Strawberry Emery. And this is medium light and medium dark, 36. But it's just a gorgeous strawberry pink. Love it so much. And if you know, you know. So that was it. So I didn't get much haul. Basically a little bit in the Plum Street room. And then and the Stacy Nash crackers, because you know, and then things for the Advent and things for the Keeper Club. Yeah, Advent and Keeper Club. I got a couple things for each, so that's exciting. So let's have a Tiger Lily shop update. Ready? Okay, a little bit of Tiger Lily shop update, just in case you're curious. The website is back live and up and running. There's not much on it. To be honest with you, there is a little bit of knitting goodies. I had some extra Chigu needles and markers and stitch markers, the adorably cute Purl Project Bag. I had a handful of those left. Like I said, I did have some of the CMS Supply Co. yarn, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be gone here today, because the Patreon friends are gobbling that up real quick. I will be launching, so that's what I've got. So right now it's just the sock knit along is in full swing. Week 2 launches tomorrow. So we've got another 2, 3, 4, and 5. We've got another 4 videos on that. So that's exciting. I do have some upcoming Make with Tiger Lilies in my brain that I'm ready to prototype and ready to go. I'm going to start working on those. Those are going to be sold as full kits. They are coming soon. As always, I release, the kits are always in limited quantity. I'm just going to be real honest with you. I'm learning as I go, the SAL kits and the sock kits, of how many kits to get the supplies for. Unfortunately, you know, I have to get the supplies way in advance. And so that's the way these things are going. And I just have to guess what the demand is going to be. And so I do run out. I do sell out, and I wish I could stock up real quick, or wish I could restock real quick and be able to help the people that want to participate after the fact. But unfortunately, I can't. So the best way to hear about these upcoming things, if you've ever wanted to make a project bag with me, spoiler, that's coming soon. If you've ever wanted to make a quilt with me, spoiler, that's coming soon, is to join my Patreon. Now you're going to get access with just the free, you're going to get notifications of what's coming with just the free membership. So you do not need to join the Tiger Club, the Tiger Cub membership level, just to know if they're coming up. Now, to be able to purchase the kits, those are exclusive for my Tiger Cub members, but you will know if they're coming, and if it's something you're interested in, then you can make that choice. So I do always give, as a thank you to my Patreon members, early 24 hours early access to anything I launch, whether it's a Make with Tiger Lily quilt kit, it's a Make with Tiger Lily bag kit, or the Advent. So I have gotten questions already. When do the Advents? My Advent box will go on sale, always does, May 1st. I'm going to tell you right now, as always, my Patreon friends in Tiger Cub level will have early access. It will be a password protected. They will be able to access the listing early, 24 hours early access. And if all the Tiger Cubs want the Advents, they will be sold out. I know that stinks. I don't even want to say that. I don't think that's going to happen. It has never happened yet. This will be my 4th Advent. So this will be my 4th year doing the 12 Days of Stitchmas Advent. They're all a little different. They're always fun. It's my favorite box. I've already started curating with the goodies in the box, but I do have to cap it because the one thing that's in the box, or one of the things that's in the box, is an exclusive project keeper that I sew. And so I'm the bottleneck. I'm the reason that there's a cap, and I have to cap it. Otherwise, I'll burn out, and all I'll be is the sweatshop of keeper land, and I can't do it. I can't do it. So just, if you've ever wanted to get an Advent, make sure you are in the Patreon. Make sure you're a Tiger Cub member if you want to get the password early access. I don't know if it's going to sell out. I'll be honest, like I said, this is my 4th year doing it. It's never sold out with Patreon yet, but my Patreon has grown drastically since last year. So I don't know. I wish I could. I wish I could give them to everybody. But anyway, so the Patreon for the Advent boxes will go on sale. That's when they go on sale. That's a question I've gotten. The Keeper Club. If you're in the Keeper Club, I'm just going to say asterisk right here. Check your email. I'm making an executive call. As you know, I have a quarterly Keeper Club. January, April, July, and October. Well, it is March 24th. April is in 6 days. I will not make April. So I will be sending messages to current Keeper Club members. I will be putting a post in Patreon because I feel like most, if not all of my Keeper Club members are in Patreon, whether they're free or paid, they're there as well. But I'll be notifying you guys. You will obviously not be charged on April 1st for the Keeper Club because I will not be shipping an April club. I will be shipping a July club. The July club may go early. It may not. It all just depends on how things go. But the Keeper Club for April is going to have to, I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it to July. That's just all there is to it. I can't do it. I had to make that hard decision here in the last couple of weeks because there's just not enough hours in the day. I couldn't do it. And like I said, I didn't turn on my sewing machine until yesterday for the last, 6 to 8 weeks. And there's just no way I can get the club done. I can't get it shipped out. And I hate that. I hate it. But I hope you guys understand. This was a planned, but yet not quite planned at the rate at which it happened move. Multiple state move. So hopefully you'll give me a little grace. Hey, treat yourself to some extra Nashville goodies or use that April budget to go ahead and get yourself your Advent box on May 1st. Maybe it's a win-win for you, for your budget, for me, for all the things. Hopefully. If not, I'm sorry. I hate to disappoint. I hate to let you down. But I had to make that call. And last but not least, there will be openings. With that being said, the way the count's coming in, the way that I'm preparing for the July box now, I will have probably the largest opening slots window I've offered in years, to be honest with you. So that's the good, there's the silver lining. There is the silver lining for me being able to not have April is I will be able to offer up and open up the most slots I've opened up in the club in years. So as always, those club spots will be offered to Patreon. It'll be sometime in June-ish. I don't know, sometime. When I will open up those Keeper Club spots. And again, once you're in until you want out. You don't have to stay in. You're not signing up for a year. There's no commitment time-wise. But once you're in, you're in. So there we are. That's what we've got. That is today's Flosstube. It's a whirlwind. I feel like I was all over the place. Anyway, friends, until next time, happy stitching.